was nothing. Hi guys, today's video is going to be on Teeter Tot, my Audi TT Quattro project car. For all you new people, there's a link that's going to appear above my head somewhere. There it is. That'll take you to a playlist to get you caught up on this car. So for everybody else, I have to do the follow-up on the big brake kit I recently installed on the car. And we're going to be working on some more drivability stuff, so I'm going to be replacing this right here. This is a longitudinal sensor, as well as this guy right here. It's a Forge block-off plate for my diverter valve that I have on the TT. You like that? That was my low-key way of showing you the back of the MR2 because I've been doing some wet sanding and polishing off camera, just trying to make some progress on it. And yes, my hair did just change color. It's 6 hours later in the day, and I went and got my hair fixed because I've been abusing the hell out of it working on cars for the past like 4 or 5 months and not taking care of myself. Plugged in. Hi. That was a plugged in entry. I plugged the, never mind. So, latest version, what? Another latest version? How's there another latest version? Well, this 1996 software does its update. I'm going to replace the longitudinal sensor, so I'm going to go to do some braking tests tomorrow on the car. I have working ABS, hopefully, in theory. In accordance with my tech data, it says right here that the ESP system utilizes 2 or 3 motion sensors depending on the drivetrain versions. What I have right here is the longitudinal sensor G251, so longitudinal acceleration sensor for the all-wheel drive system. What this sensor does is it measures acceleration and deceleration of the car, like my hand is a car right now. And then I have a rotational rate sensor, which I would imagine that's kind of like a yaw sensor, and then a transverse acceleration sensor. Since I'm only throwing a code right now for the longitudinal acceleration sensor, G251, I need to remove it underneath the dash. Sad broken glove box handle. Ooh, you don't sound good. There it is. There is the sensor right in the center of the screen. So just need to pop that guy out of there and switch it out. How do you come out of there? Please don't break. Please don't break. There you go. That opens up. How do I? There you go. Here is the old sensor. I'm trying to see if there's any certain kind of angle it's got to sit in there. Doesn't look like it though. Open sesame, see if I can do this without breaking a nail. That'd be lovely. There you go. The one thing I'm questioning, because this is a longitudinal sensor and it's supposed to detect the acceleration, like pitch of the car. So when you accelerate, the sensor is gonna go like this, and when you brake, the sensor is gonna go like this as it's positioned in the car. So if that bracket is not perfectly centered where it should be, your reading will be completely off, and then your ABS sensor, your ABS system won't be reading correctly. So now, stick the sensor back in its home. There we go. The sensor is plugged back into where it's supposed to go. Now that that thing is swapped out, it's time to clear the ECU and make sure that it is reading within specifications. If not, then I either have to adjust that bracket or swap it out with the other bracket that I got from the junkyard. And then we should have a functioning ABS system. So it means tomorrow I can do some math and testing and stitch for this big brake kit. Initiate basic settings for motion sensors. Okay, so I'm gonna go to 03 ABS brakes, and there should be a readiness test in here. Click start to begin. Press the brake pedal. Okay, okay. Oh, I felt the pedal move. Release brake pedal.
Eventually.
Okay. Error, function not available. I don't know what that means. You go in your home. This cute little baggie contains the cover for the forged splitter valve, diverter valve, blow-off valve, whatever you want to call it. It's a partial recirc, partial atmospheric valve. A possibility it's also making this car idle kind of weird, so I bought this little accessory that blocks it off so it's just fully recirculating and it's not atmospheric, so that way I don't have the there we go. I took the blow-off valve off. Trumpet right here just unscrews like so. This little block-off plate screws in the side like so, and then like so. And make sure that's on there nice and tight too. Nice and tight. Good to go. Morning guys, it is so nice out. It's chilly, but it's really nice. Okay, time to conduct some science on the TT. Before I go and drive this car and do these braking tests, I want to make sure my wheels are good and torque still, since I do have wheel spacers on here. Just an added safety precaution, because I've driven it a little bit since I did the big brake install. So here's the plan. I'm gonna take this 25-foot tape measure, it's all I have, and I'm gonna go measure out 125 feet. Way out in the middle of nowhere. Ta-da! You like that? That way I can conduct this test in a safe environment where there's no traffic, out away from other cars and stuff. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a telephone pole as my starting point, and I'm gonna set my camera tripod exactly 125 feet out, which is one more foot than what I researched the factory 60-0 braking to be on this 2001 Audi TT Quattro. So we'll do that. We'll do 3 to 5 repeated stops, one after another, and I will measure the distance away from that 125 foot mark to see if it's improved from the factory specs. Now, this is gonna be more of a measure of clamping force than it is brake fade ability, and the reason why you do a big brake kit is to improve brake fade on a track from dissipating the heat with a larger rotor. And the clamping force, yeah, will increase to some extent, but most of the braking performance is going to be achieved with these Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires that I have on the car now. If I can gain access to a track in the future, we'll start doing more scientific type tests, because I know this isn't really the best way to measure brakes, but I'm trying, you guys. This is the best I could do. I also brought the laptop with me. I'm gonna have the Rostec open and data logging on the ABS module, because I still am having issues with the ABS on this car, which I've had since before I put the big brake kit on it. So it's not something that was induced by the big brake kit. It's an issue I've had on this car since I bought it, and doing the big brake kit just hasn't affected that issue. It's still some kind of sensor or something that is malfunctioning on here. The sensor I replaced last night did eliminate the light on the dash, but I'm still having ABS feedback in my pedal when I shouldn't for ABS. Okay, where I'm standing at right now is exactly 125 feet from this telephone pole that I started at, roughly within a few inches, and I have a rock right here measuring the exact spot, and I'm gonna have my tripod and camera aimed at the telephone pole so we can see me braking towards this point, which is 125 feet. So here goes. Now I'll just do several tests of braking, one after another, and we shall see what the exact distance is, roughly. Science. Traffic is clear. Here goes nothing. In the car. All right, time to collect my data with the tape measure. I have my 5 test spots. I'm going to exclude the first and the closest rock to the telephone pole just to eliminate error for stopping on the telephone pole exactly. And we'll use the 3 center rocks. So let me measure these real quick. Here is 125 feet, so factory would be right here at 124 feet. So using 125 feet, we'll exclude this test and we'll move on to this one. So 9'4" from 125. Then the next rock is 15 foot 10 inches. And then the last one is 18 foot 1 inch. And then we will not count this one to eliminate any potential error from the distance of that telephone pole in case it didn't stop exactly on the pole. And yes, I did remove the rocks after, so they're not on the side of the road. So I put about 100 miles on the car today and it's been driving fine. The ABS issue I have, the ABS light is gone. It's not throwing a code anymore. And it's still the same problem I've had since I bought the car. It's very weird. The ABS works fine under aggressive braking, but like if you're creeping through a parking lot, a very subtle braking movements where you just barely touch the brake pedal, like coming to a stop, I get a lot of feedback in the pedal, like it pulsates. And it's always done this since I bought the car. And now it's not throwing a code anymore. They changed out that sensor. So it's really strange. It's something I'm gonna keep looking into, but for now, the big brakes are a success. I have no vibration driving on the highway either, the speed limit. And yeah, everything is good with the big brakes. I'm actually really impressed. So I did the math here, and I know this isn't super scientific. There was kind of room for error in this test. I did the best I could with what I had as far as means to test, but my stops were factory. What I found was 124 feet, so we'll just use that. The averages are, for the center 3 tests of the 5, are 114 feet 8 inches, 108 feet 2 inches, 105 feet 11 inches, with an average of those 3 being 109 feet and a half. Again, it's not like super scientific. There might be room for error in there, but the best I could do with this test, that's what I came up with. Either way, stopping is significantly improved over factory, and I think a lot of it has to go to the tires, not the big brakes. The big brakes is more for heat dissipation, not stopping power. The clamping force is probably marginally changed, but I think the biggest factor is these Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires that made the big difference. So it'd be cool next time if I can do something like one of those solo test things that goes inside the car and measures more accurately, but just for this test it was kind of fun. So yeah, that was cool. And tomorrow I have to get this video edited quick for you guys because tomorrow I'm getting a stage 2 tune done on the car. So that's gonna be awesome. Next video is gonna be on the TT because it's gonna be tuned and have significantly more horsepower. So braking, now power. It's exciting. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you soon for another. Bye.